Greetings, family. This is Dr. Kia Pruitt. It is Thursday, April the 10th, 2025, Eastern Standard Time, and the time is 4:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So welcome. I'm so glad to see everybody. Grand Rising, Joyous Rising, Happy Rising, Wealthy Rising, Rich Rising. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, family. Check in, let us know where you're hailing from. Hello, I see Sister Crystal is here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You're from Hawaii, so it might be morning there. The next day might be Friday for you. Linda is in the house. She says, "Good day, everyone, sending love and blessings." And Uncle Thursday is here from Duval. So welcome, family. I will not be on long because we're preparing for an exclusive interview tonight with the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. Yes, he's alive. He is the living, breathing son of the former President John Kennedy Sr. He will come on today to talk about his life, his two books, and we will show an exclusive preview of his new movie, The Quiet Journey. And just in case you didn't know, JF Kennedy Jr. did file a lawsuit, a civil suit over the death of his mother, Jacqueline Kennedy. So we're going to talk about all that today at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So come with your popcorn, your glass of wine. I got some, and I don't even drink wine that often, but I got some rojo vino. That's how you say, como se dice red wine? Rojo vino is what Mama Kia got. So I will have that today at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because we're going to talk about John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. and how he is alive, and he's given the exclusive interview and the first preview of his movie with Dr. Kia Pruitt. And he also acknowledged me in his second book, stating that he got his first big break from the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. So welcome, check in, family. Let us know where you're hailing from. I see my girl Bob's in the house. Who else? Chloe's in the house. Hello, welcome. Davis, S. Davis is in the house. Greg One, Grand Rising. Bridget says she's in the house from District House, Maryland. Larry's here from Southern California. Papa is here. Papa Nile. Hello, welcome. Hello, Sister Elizabeth. Who else? Melissa says, "Hi, Queen." All right. Always looking forward to seeing me. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Who is that? Cenico, C.E. Nichols. It's kind of hard to see on my computer. Octavius is in the house. Live in the Now is here. Oh my gosh, I got great news. Elizabeth says vino rojo. Okay, that's how you say it, Elizabeth. Are you a Latina as well? Mi familia, mi bisabuelo es de Colombia, ¿sí? Okay, so mis amigos y mis amigas es de Cuba, Colombia, Mexico, and Puerto Rico, and other Latin countries. And my family, my bloodline on my mom's side is de Colombia. So we're going to have some vino rojo today, okay? Tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Papa now has a quick question. I had a hard time finding gold backs in New Jersey. Go to look up AURUM, Gold Arum Notes, or you can just go to an online dealer and call them and ask them if they have New Jersey gold backs. Okay, good question. Jeff, hello, welcome. Jeff is from Massachusetts. Who else? Moro says, "Keep up that energy." Thank you. Hi, Dr. Kia. I'm enjoying your content so much because it raises my spirit. Sunday Alex says, "You're a true queen in this golden age." Thank you. That was so sweet. Franny is here. Welcome. Kelvin's in the house. Hey, Kelvin, ask you from Atlanta, Georgia. We have been friends for a very long time. Thank you for following me on my journey as we uncovers real news, geopolitical news, and we uncover real economic, financial, and global foreign currency exchange news. I've been following you too as well, Kelvin. We've been in this for a long time. Papa says, "Can I use gold backs from other states nationwide?" Yes, that I would ask the merchants in your area, and I've done podcasts on that. We'll talk about that briefly. Kenneth is in the house. Hi, Ruben. Ruben, hola, ¿cómo estás, mi amigo? Muy bien. Sí, sí, sí. Welcome. ¿Cómo se dice welcome? ¿Hmm? Bienvenido. Bienvenido. Bienvenido, mis amigos y amigas. Salute, Sun Goddess says. It's good to see you. Who else? Mario says, lovely Dr. Kia Pruitt for a real angel. You called me an angel. Gracias. Mystical says, okay, Queen, when are we going to set up that members only page? Thank you for reminding me. We'll do that very soon. Elizabeth says, si lo sé, Puerto Rico. Ah, okay. Muy bien. Kelvin sends love. Arizona's in the house. Hi, Candle Girl. Pamela says peace and love to the doctor and chat. All right. We have people from Connecticut. Connecticut's in the house. Hi, Pamela. Brother Anthony says, good day, my queen from Michigan. Good day. Kelvin is it Kelvin or Kelvin is in Atlanta. Maga Girl says, I don't get your lives all the time, but I just love your info. Thank you. We won't be on long, family. Got to prepare for the 6 o'clock show with the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. We're going to show an exclusive preview of his new movie called The Quiet Journey, and it discusses his life, and we're uncovering the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy files they don't want you to see tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure you come. So I'll make this brief. Oh, bienvenido. Thank you, Maga Girl. Bienvenido. Bienvenido, familia. Mi familia. Greetings to Shundeen L. It's good to see you. La familia dices, te adoro. Te adoro? Sí, te adoro. Sammy says, love from Jamaica. Mwah. Good to see you, Sammy. We love the Ja. Welcome. Elizabeth says, you know me as McAllister from Missouri. Hello, sister. Welcome. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Más amigos y amigas Latina and Latino in here. Sí, sí. Much love and blessings to you too, Sister Sheila from Davenport, Florida. Mariana's in the house. Marianne says much love and respect to our gracious host. Welcome. Mario says, do you know if Iranian reals will revalue? I would get some just in case, okay, because their currency had devalued. It's restricted, so it's kind of hard to find Iranian reals, and there can be high, but I believe that they were revalued since that was a devalued currency. Hello, Mariana. It's so good to see you. So welcome, family. I appreciate you so much for joining the show as always. Please make sure you join us at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we have the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., the son of the former president, JFK Sr. He is releasing the real files that they don't want you to see. We know that President Trump says he's releasing files, but JFK Jr., the living son, will bring proof, pictures, books, and the exclusive preview of his new movie, The Quiet Journey, only here on the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will see you all there soon. Okay, here we go. Philly's in the house. Big O's in the house. Hey, Sherman, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I love you so much. You're such a big supporter of the show. Anthony says, hello, my beautiful lady. And also, I want to thank my family, Deborah Allen, Sister Deborah Allen, and Brenda Ogboro for sending a Cash App blessing. If you're interested in supporting my work, if you have it, if you're just interested, my Cash App is $Mama Kia 13. That's $MAMAKIA 13. And the reason why I say that is because I spent a lot of time researching, reading, doing interviews with people like JFK Jr., and some of these celebrities and Princess Elizabeth, soon to be coronated, Queen Elizabeth. Mama's about to fly to the Philippines. And so I spent a lot of time dedicated to helping the Soul family, and some people just desire to contribute to the work. But your presence is more of a blessing than anything, because without you, I wouldn't be relevant. I am so very grateful for you all. I love you all so much, and I appreciate you sharing your time, your energy, and your family with me. As you enter the room, family, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, if in fact you feel that this information is helpful, and share the videos. So on today, we're going to talk about breaking news, how Vietnam has stated that they will negotiate new trade deals with President Donald Trump. And it wasn't just Vietnam. As you all know, I announced the other day that President Trump said all nations had called him and they're ready to negotiate. So if you don't remember, Donald Trump gave all of these nations a deadline of April the 2nd to come to the table and talk to him about tariffs, taxes, another word for it is duties that have been put on imported American goods going into their country. Now, previously, all nations had taxed America for importing our goods into their nation, but America was not taxing these other countries. Somebody tell me why we need food coming from all over the world when we have farmers here. While we appreciate food coming from all over the world and we appreciate products and different things coming into our country, it makes no sense that previous administrations put either very little taxes on these countries or none at all. And in fact, instead of taxing the countries for their imported goods, our presidents would tax we the people, and they came up with the Internal Revenue Services. Well, President Trump is removing the taxes on we the people. He's doing away with the IRS, and he has presented and implemented through executive order the ERS, or the External Revenue Service, and he's putting tariffs on other nations in order to import their goods here to America. So if you want to do business with us, you have to talk to the great negotiator. And we know that Trump has a book called out The Art of Negotiations. He is a billionaire. He is a businessman. He has a degree in economics, and he went to military school in high school. So the man really is very adept in business, negotiating, et cetera, et cetera. So Vietnam just recently stated that they're willing to do trade talks. And Japan's trade talks now include currency exchange rates. I'll show you the article. Japan's trade talks now include foreign currency exchange rates. Why are nations coming to the table with Donald Trump saying we are ready to negotiate and do business? Because they know that in order to stay afloat and to be relevant, they're going to have to trade some of their goods and services. Okay. And they want to make a big deal, a great sweet deal with America, because America is the center of it all, right? So America has previously been known to be one of the powerhouses, or the powerhouse economically here in our stratosphere here on planet Earth. So all countries have stated that they want to negotiate with President Trump, and they're ready. They're ready to come to the table and talk about negotiations, because yes, mainstream media will tell you that if Trump puts a tax on imported goods coming here, then these countries will raise the rate, okay, or they'll raise the rate or the taxes on our imported goods. And mainstream media would tell you that we should be afraid because we're going to have a downturn economically here in America. But that is not what Trump said, and that is not the truth. If you tell countries that in order to do business with us, you have to remove the tariffs from our imported goods, and then we will remove some of the tariffs from your goods, that will create a level playing field. And all nations are prepared to negotiate so we can have a level playing field, meaning that everybody's on the same plane, everybody's currencies are one-to-one with each other, and everybody is playing fair. So let me show you the video that I did where Trump said all countries have called him to negotiate. You can go to the Dr. Kia Pruitt show, and you will see this video here says all countries called Trump to negotiate tariffs. And I also talked on this video about how Kentucky taxpayer sued their governor, Andy Beshear, for putting taxes on precious metals because 46 states removed or repealed state sales taxes from precious metals to make sure that they were in compliance with our Constitution that says that only silver and gold can be used as money, and only silver and gold can be used to pay off debts. So Andy Beshear, the governor of Kentucky, decided that he wasn't going to remove the taxes from precious metals, even though the legislators there had passed a bill stating that this precious metals tax should be removed from silver and gold. So 3 taxpayers and a major online metals company called Metals Mint sued Governor Andy Beshear. So that should be encouraging news for all of our soul family members who think that you can do nothing if these governors try to go against the laws that you set. So here is that video here. And please forgive me. Lo siento para, como se dice, rushing for hurrying, going fast. Please forgive me because I have a 6 o'clock show here. So you can see me with my big, glorious afro right here. Right here. All countries called Trump to negotiate tariffs. And in that video, I showed you a video of Trump saying that. So please don't let any mainstream media reporters tell you that our economy is going to take a hit with these YouTube channel, Dr. Kia Pruitt discussions. It was very low when I tried to show you all this before. So let me see if you guys can see where all countries negotiated. I think it's too low. Yeah, it's too low. You can't hear it, but I'm going to put this in the chat right now where President Trump said all countries called to negotiate. Thank you for the Cash App blessing. Who's that? Sister Brenda, thank you again, sister. I appreciate you for blessing me. Here is where President Trump says all countries called to negotiate. In the interest of time, I won't show that unless you want me to. I won't show that, but I did put it in the chat. However, I'm going to show you the article where Vietnam says they are willing to start trade talks with the United States. The reason why it's good for these countries to do trade talks with the United States is because in order to trade with us and in order to pay the taxes or the duties that we are putting on them and to do business with us or to import their goods, they're going to have to raise the rate of their currencies. And you'll see that a little more explicitly or in detail when I talk about Japan and how Japan's trade talks include currency exchange rates. But in order to do business with us and to do make sure we're on a level playing field, and in order to pay the duty or the tariff or taxes on their goods that are being imported into our nation, they're going to have to raise the rate of their currency. I've also shown you articles that said that Vietnam's trade talks is going to increase the demand for the Vietnamese dong. If you increase the demand for the Vietnamese dong, that means that the supply will decrease. The law of supply and demand, according to economics, states that when you have a high demand, it leads to a low supply. When you have a low supply, it leads to a higher rate, right? Because it becomes more valuable. So the articles that state that Vietnam making agreements with Trump and trade agreements and coming to the table to discuss tariffs will put a high demand on the Vietnamese dong, lets us know that that will lead to a shrinking supply of the dong. That means they have to increase the rate because the dong will become more valuable. So if you have Vietnamese dong, hodl, hold on for dear life. There's another article I said on another video that said that Iraq has become the transportation hub of the Middle East. You can find the articles online. And Iraq has now become, as of April the 1st, the trade hub of the world because Iraq has implemented a new trade port that has connected Iraq to more than 66 nations worldwide that will lead to more efficient trade of goods and services, and it will lead to faster trade. The article also suggests or states explicitly that since Iraq has become the transportation hub of the world, that will increase the demand for the Iraqi dinar. Remember what I said about the economic principle. Since Iraq becoming the new trade hub of the world will increase the demand for the Iraqi dinar. That means the supply of the dinar will decrease, which means, again, they will have to raise the rate of the Iraqi dinar because it will become more valuable. Iraq has also stated that their currency is going digital. Oh, and tomorrow, if I have time, or sometime this weekend, I have to give you all some good breaking Iraqi news. But when Iraq stated that its currency is dinar would go digital, that means they're going to take the paper dinar off the streets because everything's going digital, right? When they take the dinar off the streets, my darlings, that's when you can expect to see the new exchange rate on the foreign currency exchange, the FX. So again, once Iraq goes digital, they're going to remove all the dinar off the streets. All of the dealers are going to be told that stop selling. And then that's when you know it. I saw my internet went out. So in the interest of time, ooh, good for you. Joy says, I will be suing the governor of Maryland. I love it. I love it. We have power, family. Nicola says, I need to look up that lawsuit because I will be looking into suing the governor from the state of Maryland for reinstating the precious metals tax. It's set to take place on July 1st. Wow, barring a veto. Yes, sue that person. Let me see if I can find that. I'll find that for you. 1 minute. You want to see that Kentucky lawsuit? I don't have the lawsuit right here, but I will show you the article. Here is the article. Right quick, and then we'll hurry up and get in the news. Okay, here's the article of Kentucky. Three Kentucky citizens, precious metals retailer, sued Governor Andy Beshear for illegal sales tax seizures. And that happened on March 27th. And who is it? Taxpayers sued in a class action lawsuit Governor Andy Beshear, a Democrat, and the Kentucky Department of Revenue for for their illegal sales tax collections in connection with retail purchases of physical gold and silver. It tells you which one. Here's the link right here. So here's the article. I'm going to put the article in the chat for you, and I'll put it in the description section for you, for those of you that want to sue your governors. All right, now let's get into Vietnam right quick. Oh, this is something that I found on Twitter. Watcher Guru is a publication that you can find on Google. But Watcher Guru published Vietnam agrees to negotiate new trade deals with the United States. Someone said, it's simple, just raise the rate of your currency, the dong, and then you'll be able to pay the tariffs, right? Somebody says RV time, perhaps. Okay. Vietnam finally made the United States bend the knee. No, United States is not bending the knee. Trust that. We're not bending the knee to nobody. Okay. To anybody. But I'll see if I can find that article for you. Oh, China is doing trade talks as well. Give me about 10 more minutes, family. Okay, let's see. Vietnam. Vietnam says it will start trade talks with the United States. This is today. By the way, tomorrow night and Saturday starts Passover for all of our Jewish friends and family. So happy Passover, everybody. And Easter is coming soon, so happy Easter. And if you celebrate the goddess of fertility, Ishtar or Estre, then happy festive season to you. Happy spring, happy new year. Vietnam and the United States agreed to start negotiations on a reciprocal trade agreement. So they are agreeing, you put this amount of taxes on me, I'll put this amount of taxes on you, but it's going to be reciprocal. Hoy said on Thursday, hours after Washington delayed imposing an enormous tariff on the Southeast Asian manufacturing powerhouse. Thank you for the Cash App gift, family. The United States was Vietnam's biggest export market in the first 3 months of the year, but President Trump hit it with a 46% duty as part of a global trade blitz announced last week. Trump paused the stiff new tariffs yesterday, and Vietnam's duty prime minister suggested the two countries should soon negotiate a bilateral trade agreement. They're negotiating, they're playing fair, right? They're being nice with each other in order to promote stable and mutually beneficial economic and trade relations, according to a statement on the government news portal. So I'll put that in the description section for you. But Vietnam has agreed to come to the table. Therefore, you cannot believe mainstream media that's telling you that nobody wants to agree with Trump and that they're going to put high taxes on us and that's going to affect our economy and we're going to have a downturn in the economy. You cannot trust what mainstream media news tells you. Look beyond the veil. So tell me, just riddle me this, as my friend Taj told me to ask the Soul family. What is it that we need from other countries that we couldn't produce ourselves anyway? So if these countries don't do trade agreements with us, we can always just bring our manufacturers back home, and or those of you that are into manufacturing and those of you that will become wealthy, we will manufacture your own goods. What is it that we need elsewhere that we don't already have here at home? So if they say it's a no-go, it's not going to hurt us. It's going to hurt all these other nations, especially developing nations. So stay encouraged, family. We're going to be okay. All right, now let's look at China right quick. See what China says. China reaches out to other nations. Look at this. China reached out to other nations as Trump layers on tariffs. What are tariffs? Taxes, duties, whatever you want to call it, or tariffs that's put on imported goods coming from all other nations. We have food that's coming over here as if we can't grow our own food. What else? Products, clothes, and a lot of them are cheaply made, but there are no taxes on some of these items coming here from other nations, or very little. But if we send goods other places, we have a high tax. No, we cannot have that any longer. So it's interesting that not only is China coming to the table to talk to President Trump, but they're reaching out to other nations. China's reaching out to other nations as the United States layer on more tariffs in what appears to be an attempt to form a unified front to compel Washington to retreat. Well, they can do it all they want, but we already know from Trump's lips that all nations have called Trump to negotiate. Days into the effort, it's meeting only partial success with many countries. Only partial success. Countries are unwilling to ally with the main target of President Trump's trade war. Facing the cratering of global markets, Trump on Wednesday backed off his tariffs on most nations for 90 days, saying countries were lining up to negotiate more favorable conditions. Everybody's coming to the table to talk because they don't want to fight against President Donald Trump in America. Again, if you don't want to do business with us, we'll just manufacture our own goods. But many of these developing nations need help. We already know that a lot of African nations reached out to China and some other, and Russia and other nations to support them militarily and to help them mine gold so that they can compete in the global marketplace. And finally, I just want to show you, what is this? Oh, Japan. This is very interesting. Look at this breaking news. So hold on to your currencies, family. Chief Mac and I are going to do a show sometime tomorrow or this weekend to encourage you and let you know what's going on in the banks and what's going on with some of these currencies so that you will stay encouraged and keep your vibrations high. This is Gold Telegraph. This is a very reputable publication. that says Japan's finance minister says trade talks with the United States may also include discussions on foreign exchange rates. There we go. You have to raise the rate of your currency if you're going to compete in the global market and in order to pay the duties or taxes on your imported goods into America. And I showed you all the other day that President Trump spoke on depreciated currencies. He said, in regards to depreciated foreign currencies, we're going to take steps to put everybody on a level playing field. And I told you in that podcast, what he was talking about was tariffs and making sure that each country's currencies were one-to-one with each other. And I'll see if I can find that for you very quickly. Let me see if I can find that article about Japan, just so you can see it for yourself. Keep talking in the chat, family. Here we go. I'm rushing because I have a podcast at 6 o'clock with the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., who is going to give an exclusive interview with the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, revealing his second book, which I reviewed for you all, and showing us the exclusive preview to his new movie, The Quiet Journey. Japan and the United States may discuss foreign currency exchange rates in trade talks, Finance Minister Kato says. I'll let you read that at your own time, but here's the summary. FX matters, or foreign currency exchange matters, to be discussed by Japan and the United States finance chiefs. The United States might pressure Japan to prop up the yen, some analysts say. So if the United States might pressure Japan to prop up the yen, what do you think the United States is doing to Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan, Venezuela, and all these nations that had their currencies devalued? We are going to encourage them or pressure them to raise their currency so they can afford to pay the tariff and so they can come to the table one-to-one, have our currencies one-to-one, and to work together and have an equal level or equal playing field. Cato's remarks follow Bassett's post-signaling talks on foreign currency exchange, and recession fears complicate their rate hikes path. Here it says that the Japanese finance minister says there has been various communication, including on exchange rates from the United States side. So currency moves could be among themes up for discussion. Currency moves could be among themes up for discussion, but specifics have yet to be set, Cato told Parliament. The Reuters Tariff Watch newsletter is your daily guide to the latest global trade and tariff news. Sign up here for trade talks on Reuters. This is an article you want to read, because if the United States is talking to Japan about raising their foreign currency exchange rate on their yen, what is the United States saying to all these other nations? I'm just posing a question. Let me put that in the chat for you, family. Now, I do also want to show you another video where I talked about these currencies being one-to-one with each other and why these trade agreements are important as it relates to foreign currencies. So if you go to the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show on YouTube and go to my live section, let me bring it up. Here's the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show, and my name here is at Dr. Kia Pruitt Official, or just go to Dr. Kia Pruitt on YouTube or Rumble. All these latest lives here. Here's one that says, breaking, Trump's tariffs will force a currency revaluation. And I show you what I mean by that. I detail how the demand for these currencies, because of these trade talks, is going to increase the exchange rate on these currencies. So here is the video you want to look for. Trump's tariffs will force a currency revaluation. Up for you all articles. To be encouraged. And since you said you were articles here, Trump talks about the dirty 15 and these nations that he's forcing to have trade talks with. And here are the purposes of the tariffs. Three purposes. No, I have four purposes. Number one, it curbs the flow of fentanyl and illegal migration into the United States. Number two, tariffs levels the playing field with trade partners. Number three, tariffs raise government revenue. And fourth, it boosts domestic manufacturing. In other words, reciprocal tariffs reshapes the economy here in the United States. Here I'll show you how Israel removed all tariffs on goods that are being imported from America. So all American imported goods into Israel the tariffs have been lifted by Israel. And then I say that those countries that don't remove tariffs will be forced to drop the dollar, or they'll decide to drop the dollar, which will force them to use their own currencies and therefore revalue their currencies. Here in this video, I'll discuss how countries who had the highest tariffs on America had until yesterday, April 9th, to come to the table and have discussions. As far as, this is what President Trump said in the video here. I'll show it to you and I'll close. As far as the currency devaluation, President Trump says, I have been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe eventually, probably sooner than later, he said this in 2020, probably sooner than later than anybody thinks, we will all be on a level playing field. That's the only way it's fair. As far as the currency devaluation, Trump said, I've been complaining about that for a long time, and I believe eventually, probably sooner than later, or sooner than anyone thinks, we'll all be on a level playing field. That's the only way it's fair. So I'm going to show that to you. Then we're going to get out of here and get ready for John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. Hold on, family. Let me see if I can 1 minute, family. This is my family calling. Hello? Here we go. Here we go. Trump said this in 2020.
Probably very much.
Let me see if I can rewind this.
A lot of people understand your thing.
Hold on, family. And you might not hear it. It's not loud, but I will put it in the chat and the description section for you. 1 minute.
As far as the currency devaluations, I've been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe that we will all.
Sorry about that, family. It's
eventually, and probably very much sooner than a lot of people understand or think, we will be all at a level playing field. Because that's the only way it's fair.
So I'm going to put that in the chat for you because it's low on my computer. But what he said during his first term is, as far as the currency devaluation, I have been complaining about that for a long time. And I believe eventually, probably sooner than anyone thinks, we will be on a level playing field. That's the only way it's fair. So what he's saying is he's been thinking about and concerned about the currency devaluations, not just in America, but all over the world. And he's been complaining about it. And the only way they can do that, he says, is to make sure everybody is on a level playing field. The way you make sure everybody's on a level playing field is by putting tariffs on these countries that we've been doing business with, because they've been putting taxes on us, which will raise the currency rate of their respective currencies. And it will make sure that all of our currencies are one-to-one with each other, because this was a part of the secret agreement called Project Sandman. Project Sandman was a secret agreement to, when triggered, all of these 209 nations stop trading with the United States dollar and use their own currency for trade. And their own local currencies would be backed by precious metals. In anticipation of all of this happening, Project Sandman, all of the countries actually repatriated their gold from the Vatican, and they started mining the gold, and they started uncovering and discovering rare earth minerals in their countries. Another thing countries have done was offer the United States of America rare earth minerals in exchange for peace. Israel did that. Ukraine did that. African nations did that as well. So please keep your vibrations high and know that mainstream media will lie to you and tell you that America is going to suffer, our economy is going to suffer, we're going to have an economic downturn, but that is not the truth. Countries have all agreed to come to the table and negotiate with President Donald Trump. And this is all actually that what you're watching theater, because it's all been planned. We already know about BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, those nations that coalesced against the United States Incorporated and their dollar. All these BRICS nations have stopped trading with the dollar and used their own local currencies. They started off with the Russian ruble in 2022, which is why the Russian ruble became the strongest performing currency in the world in 2022. And then Vladimir Putin, who was that trigger to make sure or set it off for all these nations to stop trading with the dollar, he encouraged all the nations at the BRICS conference, stop trading with the dollar, drop it and use your own local currency. Then Saudi Arabia joined BRICS, and Saudi Arabia joining BRICS became known as SAL BRICS in 2022. Then last year in 2024, the agreement between Saudi Arabia and the United States Incorporated to get oil from Saudi Arabia in exchange for protecting the Saudi kingdom, and therefore America or the United States Incorporated would force all these countries to trade with the dollar and get oil from Saudi Arabia. That contract was not renewed as of the summer of last year, 2024. So we already had Saudi Arabia joining BRICS in 2022. Then the contract wasn't renewed in 2024. So that ended the whole United States dollar being the world reserve currency. That ended United States Incorporated and the Federal Reserve central banking system having financial and economic hegemony. That ended their control over the world. That contract between Saudi Arabia and the United States Incorporated being over. So again, once Saudi Arabia joined BRICS in 2022, Saudi Arabia BRICS became known as SAL BRICS, and then all other exporting nations joined BRICS in 2022. And they became known as BRICS Plus. Andy Schectman, the president of Miles Franklin, and I actually came on in 2022 and told you all that 85% of the global population had joined BRICS in 2022, and that essentially was over. And I made that announcement. We're on the gold standard. You just don't know it. So if you're interested in gold, because the gold prices are going up, call your online dealers that you know about, or go to your local dealer, your local gold company or your local coin company, or you can contact my affiliate Miles Franklin at 952-929-7006, or send them an email at info@milesfranklin.com and let them know that you heard about gold and silver from the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show. But the reason why I'm mentioning gold and silver is because there's an economic principle that says, as the dollar, the one that's attached to the central banking system of the Federal Reserve, decreases, as the dollar decreases, silver and gold increases. We had a short time span of silver actually dipping below $30, going down to $29, almost $28 just a couple of days ago. Now silver is back up to $31.24. Gold had gone down to $2,900 just a couple of days ago. It is back up to $3,175. That's how you know the old dollar is collapsing. Now, the new United States Treasury note may indeed be going up in value, but the old dollar that's attached to the United States Treasury Department is collapsing. And we know that because we can see the price of gold going up. Let's see what's the new all-time high. Is this the new all-time high of gold? Gold reached all-time high. When? Let's see. Is this the new all-time high? When did gold hit the gold reach an all-time high of 2002? Oh, no, April. No, that's April. Let's see. 2025. The highest price for gold, this article says the highest price for gold in April was over $3,160. But right now, gold is 3,175. Let me show you that article. So this is the new all-time high, family. I would be getting gold. Somebody just told me the other day that they know somebody that lost like $3,000 of their IRA in stocks when, because of the fluctuation. But I want you all to stay encouraged no matter what happens, because all investments are impacted by geopolitical news and geopolitical agreements, trade talks. All investments are impacted by presidential elections, wars, peace, all that. So hodl, hold on for dear life. Get hard assets, okay? What was the highest price for gold? It says right here, April 2025, over $1,360. But we know it's now $3,175. So that's it, family. I don't want to bore your patience. We do have to come back on at 6 o'clock. You're welcome. As Anthony says, I just love it when you're on the live stream. I can watch you and listen to you forever. You're such a good inspiration. Thank you. God bless you. I love you all so much, family. Remember, on tonight at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have my friend, the wonderful and amazing John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. He did have me on his show. Did he have me on the show? I think he had me on the show before, but I've had him on my show several times. And he also mentioned me in his second book. Oops. Let me show you John Fitzgerald Kennedy's books in a minute. We're going to talk briefly about his books. Oh, my family has called me. Family, I do have to go. So let me show you right quick. On the Dr. Kia Pruitt Show on YouTube and Rumble, you will see right here, presenting the real JFK Jr. and the JFK files they don't want you to see. That's this right here. It'll be on YouTube and Rumble, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is what it looks like. Let me put it in the chat for you. Family, thank you so much. I'll put it here. Hey, Taj, good to see you, darling. My best friend of 15 years. Good to see you, my love. We're going to have JFK Jr. on tonight. That's the link to the show. Taj, you guys have seen Taj. He sung for us briefly. I think you sang for us and you came on the show. He talked to us about taking his son out of the public school system, and his son is thriving, creating his own business, doing very well, studying robotics and finances and politics because his dad teaches him these things. You guys have got to follow Taj, and we'll talk about him a little later, and I'll show you his video, or you can go to the Dr. Kia Pruitt show that I did with Chief Mac and Taj. So this is the first book JFK Jr. wrote called Stolen Identity. We'll talk about that briefly at 6. And the second one, The Historian's Tale. He mentions me in this book on page 45 and 47. Interesting. And another page, 90 something, 95 or something like that. And somebody was telling me it's interesting that he mentioned me on pages 45 and 47 because President Trump is the 45th president and the 47th president, and page 94. And he says he got his first break. We're talking about JFK Jr. from the Dr. Kia Pruitt show. So I underlined it here when my name is mentioned in the book, The Historian's Tale. You can find it on his website. Let me see if I brought up his website, and then we're going to get out of here. Todd says, hey, everybody. Let's see. The website is the real John F. Kennedy Jr.com is where you can find his books. But join us on the show tonight in less than an hour, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Family, you guys are amazing. Remember to hodl. Hold on to your currencies. Of course, Trump knows about him. Absolutely. We'll talk about it later on today. President Trump and what he knows, who he is, how many people paying the Trump character, who he is to John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr., etc. So thank you for joining us. hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. See you guys at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, thank you so much for the Cash App. Oh, I see you, Sister Clarissa. Asked me if I saw something. Hold on, Sister Clarissa. Oh, and I got to call my family. 1 minute. So thank you to Sister Brenda again. Thank you so much. And to all the family that sent a Cash App gift to $ Mama Kia 13. I love you. And I'll see you soon. 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. And we're going to show an exclusive preview to his new movie and discuss how he is suing the deep state for the murder and over the murder of his mother, Jacqueline Kennedy. And guess what? If he wasn't the real deal, somebody would have sued him by now. But why won't they sue the real John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr.? Perhaps because in discovery, they'll have to bring up a lot of things that could prove that he's right. See? Yes? Es la verdad? Sí or no? Good night, family. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope I've said something to raise your vibrations and inspire you to create the most amazing, magnificent life you desire and deserve. Hold on to your currencies, your dinar, your dong, your Vietnamese dong, your Venezuelan bolivar, your zim, and all the other currencies, Afghanistan, Afghani, Iranian rial, etc., because they will revalue soon. Talk to you soon, 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you. Goodbye.